Hey, MLS Listing subscribers, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in to a very special vendor spotlight because we just released our brand new customer relationship management tool, Prospect CRM. And today I've got not only Dave Wetzel, our president and CEO, but also Brent Adams, senior trainer for CoreLogic. Guys, how you doing today?
Doing great. Glad to be here.
Great,
Doing
thanks.
great. Thanks for having me, Dave.
Oh, thanks for coming on. Let's start with Dave. Dave, we're always about providing, trying to provide the most value for our subscribers. But we've done some things. Before we get into the prospects CRM portion, why don't we take it back just a little bit, how we got here. Q3 2022, right? We came up with aligned showings.
Yeah. If you go back a little bit further, we started asking people what they want in the service. How do we take a look at the value of the MLS? And we got a lot of feedback. So we did that through surveys. We did that through us being out at all sorts of marketing meetings and office meetings. And we did that through an email at feedback@MLSListings.com. And people said they wanted some new things as part of the service. And so we looked at that. And so in 2022, we rolled out Aculus disclosures. So this is a disclosure package that is totally free for subscribers to use and integrated with listing management. If you're a listing agent, putting documents with the listing, integrated with Matrix. If you are the buy side looking at things and want to pull those documents down, and it's shared to 65 or 70,000 agents in all of Northern California too. So cool stuff there. And then it didn't stop there though. We also got some feedback that said, wouldn't it be great if we had a showing product so you can go in and schedule showings on listings? And so late last year, we rolled out aligned showings. And this is a package which allows you to do that as the listing agent, can set up your listings. So you are setting it up to have, no listings after 10 p.m. You want listings on these days, all the different ways you can set that up. And then all the buy side agents can go in and schedule showings. And again, it's made available to the 65 or 70,000 agents across Northern California. So anybody else who wants to schedule a showing can do that. But there's another item that people had continually asked for, and that was a CRM from MLS Listings. And I am very excited today to talk about the CRM, Prospect CRM. We just rolled that out. If you've looked at the dashboard lately, you'll see the new button on the dashboard for the CRM. And that also came from feedback. So that's kind of what we're here to talk about a little bit today, Dave.
Yeah, no. In both of them, I loved our showing tool. I think agents really were receptive to it, along with the Aculus disclosure. I think we topped it all though with this Prospect CRM. I guess, Dave, the question would be kind of, why Prospect CRM?
Yeah, I get that question a lot. There's a lot of people are using a CRM today, and so they want to know which one did we pick. Did we pick the one that they're using? Did we pick one of the other many CRMs that are out there? And most likely, we probably didn't pick the CRM you're using, but we picked a really good CRM. So we picked Prospect CRM. It will be a free subscriber benefit for everybody to use. And when I say free, that's one of the things I'm really excited about, is because there are a lot of MLSs out there that offer a CRM as part of the benefits that they offer. But they picked one that was free to the MLS, or maybe it was very, very inexpensive for the MLS to include. And it's because the business model that company has is that they have upsells inside their products. And so if you wanted to actually use the CRM in any real form or fashion, then the agent would have to pay extra to start using it. Maybe adding more context into it, for example, would cost them more. But the Prospect CRM, full featured, doesn't cost anybody anything. It's all being paid for completely by the MLS. And the other big thing that really drove us to Prospect CRM is the fact that it integrates with Matrix and it integrates with MLS Touch. And we have Brent here today, so I'm not going to go into a lot of the details on how it does that, but I'll leave that to Brent to talk to. But that's the exciting thing about the prospect CRM is it's there. We picked this one because we think it's that integration that it has is really going to bring the ease to the workflow that agents will go through on that. So with that,
Yeah,
let me hand it back to Dave and Brent to kind of walk us through
sure.
things.
No, thanks, Dave. And I think you're right. It was really critical for that integration with MLS Touch, and obviously Matrix. And Brent, I've obviously used the CRM. I've been playing around in it, and it's very comprehensive. It's got a lot of features. I know you're going to go over a kind of a few of the highlights. I mean, there's so much between market reports, email campaigns, publishing to Facebook, and just tracking your clients, everything you'd expect from a CRM. But yeah, if you wouldn't mind, maybe kind of going over a few of the highlights for our subscribers to show, the functionality of this CRM.
You bet. Absolutely. Here, let me share my screen, and we'll hop into some information about Prospect CRM. Again, your client relationship manager. So as Dave mentioned, logging in is very easy. You've already got a tile up on your single sign-on page. Of course, you can also always go out to prospects.com, and you can log in just using the same credentials that you use to log into the MLS as well. Now, where you land the first time that you ever get into Prospects is here on your dashboard. Your dashboard, as many dashboards are, designed to show you just what's going on at a glance. But what I really do want to point out is, again, something that Dave mentioned as well, is what differentiates Prospect CRM from some of the other CRM tools that are out there. And it really is the integration between both Prospect CRM, MLS Touch, and Matrix, which all of your members use. So let's go ahead and just click on the listings first. We'll get back to the dashboard in just a moment. But the first time you ever log into Prospects, you can go over into your contacts, and you'll notice that it'll bring up the first 20 contacts that I've been working with recently. And again, I haven't added these contacts here in the CRM. These are all contacts that have come over from Matrix or from MLS Touch. So there's syncing that goes in all directions. If you add a contact in Matrix, it shows up here in Prospect CRM and in MLS Touch. If you add a contact in MLS Touch, it ends up going back to Matrix and into Prospect CRM. So there's three-way syncing with all of them. And by the way, as I mentioned, I'm looking at the contacts that I've worked with most recently, but all you have to do is click on the All button here to find every single one of your contacts. The number one thing to help you keep at least organized with your contacts is going to be to actually go in and put them in a sales stage, or also add some keywords too. And you can see those are two of the main columns that I see here on my contacts page, keywords and sales stage. You simply have to double click on any given client. And of course, you've got all the requisite information having to do with their contact, their first name, their last name, any relationships they may have, their company, and their email too. As I mentioned, I've taken the liberty of putting in a couple of keywords here. We noticed that right here, Brent, I've set myself up as a client, which is something I suggest most people who use any of our programs do, so you can get an idea for how your clients are going to receive the information that you're sending them through this tool. But you can see I've been set up as a buyer. I've been set up as a dad. I've been set up as a friend. The Christmas keyword has been added there too. So easy to find me based on any of the keywords that I've put in. Also, we always recommend making sure that someone has been put into a sales stage, whether they're a new lead, whether they're an active buyer, an active seller. You can put them on any of these sales stages, and it's going to make it very easy for you to find them and access them anytime you've got anything going on that you might want to send out to your buyers as well. So once again, you've added anything that you need to for this particular client, you can go ahead and hit save. And you can go ahead and do that for individual clients if you want to. But another great feature is you can select as many as you'd like if you want. And then always take a look at this action button here that's in red. A lot of good information for you there. And one of the things that you can do, rather than going into every individual client and changing their sales status, or their sales stage, I should say, or potentially putting in a keyword, you can choose global edit. And this is going to allow you to actually add a keyword or put in a sales stage for anybody, as many of you as you have selected there. So if you want to turn these people into active buyers, active sellers, new leads, it's easy to do on a global level just by checking them and using that global edit button there that I just took a look at there a moment ago under the action button. So again, that's really organizing your clients. And then let's go back to the dashboard really quickly, because this CRM tool, again, can really organize your day. Number one, you see up here at the top, I've got my daily summary. So just at a glance, right at the top of the page, I can see that I've got 4 things that I need to do. I've got a property showing coming up. I've got 1 appointment set. I've even got a birthday set up too. Now, as you work down into the virtual assistant, you can see the actual specifics having to do with your day to day. I received a new lead. I can decide whether to accept or reject that lead, whether I got it from Facebook or whether I got it from sending out a listing. You can also see that I've got some follow-ups that I need to do. Once I've completed them, I can mark those as done as well. It's always easy to take a look at any of your contacts and get to them very quickly. So for example, maybe if I had an open house that I wanted to let people know about, it's a great way to come over here into my clients, go ahead and find my active buyers and active buyers only, and I can go ahead and click on them really quickly. So once they come up, at that point, go back to my action bar, decide which people I want to receive the information on the open house, and then I can go ahead and I could start an email campaign. And that's one of our client engagement tools, among a few others that I'll show you too. But again, you can send an email campaign. And in this case, you can start your own if you'd like to, by putting in a subject line and by putting in the text that you want to into this email. But then if you'd like to use any of our templates, we've got those available for you as well, whether it's an open house or anything else. But you can see maybe if I've got a couple of buyer ones, maybe I want to provide, maybe some listings for somebody's review if you want to. Check on that template and you can see we've got ready-made, out-of-the-box email templates for you. No need for you to compose any text. No need for you to have to come up with something creative. You can take what we have given you and you can work with it if you want to. And of course, we've got mail merge fields in all of these for you as well. So very easy for you to, again, compose these emails. Once you've decided you've got the text that you like, go ahead and add the recipients you want to. Once you've got your recipients selected, move your way through this wizard. You can review what the email is going to look like, where you can see all the mail merge fields have come in, as will your signature too. And then you can decide to schedule that email, either to go out immediately or to go out at a time in the future of your choosing too. So that's just one of our email campaigns and a great way to, again, keep in touch with a lot of your clients. Let's go back to the dashboard really quickly, and I'll show you another one of our engagement tools that's great, particularly for clients that maybe you're not actively working with, but people you've worked with in the past. You notice up here in my daily summary, I've got a birthday coming up for someone today. So as I select my birthday, it's Andy's birthday today. I can go ahead and select him. And rather than set him up on an email campaign, I can send him a virtual card for his birthday if I'd like to. So if you want to go ahead and send a virtual card, you've of course got birthdays, which is what I'd be sending Andy in the case of today. And you can go ahead and compose those, add the recipients, review the card, and change anything you want to about them. But aside from just those birthdays or any other holidays as well, you can also show if you have any new listings if you want to. Again, you can show if you've got an open house, price drops, anything else that you want to that's available here in this dropdown is perfect. You notice that I had one of my clients tagged with the keyword dad. I could send out a Father's Day, or since Mother's Day is right around the corner, we can send out Mother's Day cards to anyone you might have who's a mother that's one of your clients as well. So again, great ways to not only work with active clients and show them what's going on in your world, but also to show them that you're still thinking about them after you've worked with them and after you've sold their house or bought a house with them as well. Other than that, let's go back to that dashboard really quickly. I'll also point out that there's a lot of other features that you're going to be used to seeing in both MLS Touch and Matrix as well. All of these have hot sheets. So there's a hot sheet here for you as well. You can click on any of your new listings, find all of your new listings if you want to. Again, going back to that dashboard, we can also find any price drops, any properties that have sold as well. And again, come over here into your listings and you can have a full search just as you would in the MLS to look for any properties that you want to. So if you want to come in here and look for properties in a certain city of a certain type and a certain category, you can go ahead and put in prices, narrow them down however you want to, run that search, and then you've got full information about any of these properties that you want to find out about. Just double click and you've got all of your listing information here, same as what you'd see in Matrix or MLS Touch, including any of the agent's showing instructions, any of your public remarks or private remarks, and any extra details that you might have on that property too, all coming in from that listing. And of course, scroll through any of the photos to see more information about those properties as well. A couple of different things I can show you as well. Over here on our sidebar, we can actually create market reports. So again, a great way to show clients that you've worked with in the past that you've got your finger on the pulse of the real estate market in this area. So you can go ahead and see any of the ones that I've already created. All you need to do is select an area or even a zip code if you'd like to. Create one with a contact name so you can associate that market report with a contact name. And then these can be sent out either quarterly or monthly as well if you want to send out those. I took the liberty of creating one previously, and you can click on Market Report over here, and you'll see exactly with your logo, your headshot, your contact information. You can see any of the information that you want to on that market report, including the number of properties over the past couple of years, the median price, and then you can even generate leads. There's an information request lead generator here. And you saw that I had a lead on my dashboard that I showed you earlier. That's exactly where that one came from Janelle Maxwell. Again, lots of different information about what's been going on in the past 12 months, all the properties we've sold, and even a map there to show you all your information as well. So that's how you can create market reports. And one of the last things I'd like to point out too is not only can we send out those market reports, but you noticed also that we have the branding available for you there too. All you need to do to set up that branding is come over here to the configuration button, and that's the gear icon over here on the right-hand side. And there's a lot to show you here. However, all you really need to know about this area is it's really just how you like your information to show up as a default. Again, one of the other things we can do for folks who have MLS Touch, they can even manage their devices here. If they've got too many devices signed up for MLS Touch, this is another place where they can manage them and decide which of their devices is going to access MLS Touch if they want to. But as I mentioned, I wanted to show you a little bit about customization. So this is the brand and share option within Prospect CRM. The great thing about brand and share is it's just like it is in MLS Touch. In fact, if we've got some MLS Touch users out there who've already set up brand and share through MLS Touch, congratulations, you're already done. You don't need to set up any brand and share because just as the clients and the contacts sync back and forth between Matrix and the One Home Client Portal, and also MLS Touch and Prospect CRM, so does the branding as well. So you can go ahead and set up any of your headers that you want to, whichever ones. You can go ahead and set up any images you want to. Again, you can decide which logos you want to set up, either the new CoreLogic logo or the old CoreLogic logo that I happen to be using here today. But again, you might want to use your own personal logo or logos of any of the brokerages that you belong to. And again, you can preview those and see exactly what a listing is going to look like. And you can also even see exactly what your market reports are going to look like too, with all of that branding set up for you too. And again, for those who have sent out listings using MLS Touch, you'll notice that the landing pages look exactly the way they do here when you send out listings from the CRM tool as they do in MLS Touch too. So people can go ahead and scroll through all the information they want to about the photos for these properties. As I mentioned, the branding, any of your logos and photos will show up here too. We give you the, of course, handy dandy mortgage estimators and the other cost calculators that you may want. And then we move down into the description about these properties too. And not only does that branding carry forward through all of these products, but additionally, it'll also carry forward into your Facebook publishing too. So Facebook publishing can be set up through the Prospect CRM tool. And again, if there are price reductions or there are new listings, or if a property's just been listed, you're going to be able to automatically publish those things to Facebook too. There's a lot more to go over about Prospect CRM, but that really is most of the high points. Again, engage with those clients, ones that you're actively working with. Also keep in touch with folks that you haven't worked with in a while, with those birthdays, those virtual cards. Oh, and one last thing I do want to mention, I've showed you a lot of things that are kind of manual at the moment, but another thing that I do want to point out is as soon as you get any sort of new contact in here, something that you may want to do with them as well, rather than have to manually send them an email or manually send them a virtual card, is you can also set them up on an action plan as well. So I've selected Brent here, as you can see, and if I want to go ahead and put him on, maybe a buyer prospect plan over the next 4 months or so, you can see that now I automatically come up with a number of different to-dos. So as I come up with those different to-dos, you'll see one day after this plan starts, I'll be able to set up that email campaign. Then I'll need to set up some follow-ups. So again, it gives you a nice little template telling you everything you need to do for that entire plan. All you have to do is click on Start This Action Plan, and Prospect CRM will automatically remind you right here on the dashboard what you have to do that given day. Have you made that follow-up call? Have you sent that contact? Have you sent that listing out? All those things that you need to do, set up for you right here on your dashboard, so you'll never forget what you have to do with any of your clients. And that's really some of the high points of Prospect CRM.
Brent, thanks. That's fantastic. Yeah, no, I love the integration. We can't hammer that home enough. Between MLS Touch and Matrix and the tool, and there's so much more to do it. But no, thanks for giving us that overview. Before we wrap up, just going back to Dave real quick. Dave, whether it's align showings or Oculus disclosures, right? You kind of mentioned this in the beginning. It's all kind of driven from that feedback we've been given from our agents and our brokers.
It is totally from the feedback that we get from people. So now we've rolled out 3 new things. We need the feedback to keep coming. And as I mentioned before, you can see us in various meetings, whether it's an AOR meeting, whether it's an office meeting. Reach out and talk to us. But we also have that email at feedback@MLSlistings.com. Reach out to any one of us, because the feedback continues, because who knows what the next big thing is that we should be putting in place.
Right.
And we also have the yearly survey, right? So we just did that. So the yearly survey is usually in January. So we'll be looking at all of the feedback we got that way, and there'll be another one coming out in January of next year. So just keep that feedback rolling, because you can see how we've taken it and done some cool things with it.
Fantastic. As we wrap up here, training wise, Brent did a great job of highlighting some of those. We have workshops for our subscribers here, workshops every single day, dedicated to obviously CRM, Prospect CRM. So, hop into a workshop. We also have our pro support page. We've got articles and videos up, as well as those videos being on our YouTube playlist for you. So a lot of different ways to really get in. And as a training perspective, we're really trying to just get agents in there right now and, wet your kind of beak a little bit again, get your contacts all organized, right? And start building up, because it's so comprehensive.
I really liked, Brent, I really liked when you were showing how it brings them all over from Matrix and MLS Touch, because I bet you a lot of the ones that you'd have in there are past clients, and you could probably use that global edit feature and select a ton of them and then put them into the past clients and get them set up and start putting them on action plans. Because even if they're past clients, you've got to keep in touch with them so they remember you, right?
Absolutely.
Great stuff.
Cool
Yeah. Hey,
stuff.
it's Mother's Day coming up too. Maybe use that virtual card out there, agents, and test it out. Send your mom a nice little virtual e-card there. So, Dave, Britt, I want to thank you both for coming on. And to our subscribers, keep tuned for more information and for new great products coming out. And we'll see you in the next Vendor Spotlight. Thanks for joining.
Thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Make sure to check out our Pro Support page for additional videos on a full range of topics. And don't forget to click that subscribe button on our MLS Listings YouTube page.